Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again back on the channel, and unfortunately back after what can only be described as a brutal gut-wrenching result for Celtic. Bottom of the league, St. Johnstone 1, Celtic 0. A scoreline that, let's be honest, no one really expected to see today. But here we are, a shocking defeat at McDiarmid Park to a team that has been stuck to the foot of the table for months. And Brendan Rodgers himself admitted after the match that he wasn't exactly surprised. Let that sink in. The manager of Celtic saying he wasn't shocked to lose to the team at the very bottom of the Premiership. That says a lot. Now, before we get into the performance, or lack thereof, I just want to say full credit to St. Johnstone. They played like a team fighting for their lives. Every man in that shirt gave everything today. And sometimes that's all it takes. Desire, commitment, grit, traits that seem to be completely absent in Celtic's game this afternoon. I said before the match to mates to folk on the bus up that I had a strange feeling about this one. That maybe, just maybe, St. Johnstone could make life difficult for us. That they might just pull something off. But deep down, even with that nagging feeling, I still thought quality would shine through. That we get the job done like we always do when push comes to shove. But it didn't. It absolutely didn't. And that's what's most frustrating. This isn't a one-off anymore. It's not just a blip. We're now in a run of form that should have alarm bells ringing. Since that Bayern Munich game, something's changed. You can feel it. You can see it. The intensity's dropped. The hunger looks like it's fading. And it all came to a head today. This wasn't just a poor performance. It was a performance completely devoid of spark of urgency of any real identity. From the first whistle to the last, we looked flat, passive, as if the players thought simply turning up would be enough to get 3 points. And against a side with everything to play for, that attitude will kill you. The last time we played St. Johnstone up there, we battered them 6-0. They could barely get a touch of the ball. We looked electric, ruthless, dominant. Today, a shadow of that side. Not even close. And I get it. Teams can have off days, players can lose form. But this is Celtic. There's a standard, a minimum expectation. And that wasn't met today. Not even remotely. There's been chat among the fans and even from Rodgers himself that the team might have taken the foot off the gas. And I'm starting to believe it. It's almost like the players think the league's already won, so why bother? Pushing, why risk injury? Why chase every ball like it's your last? And that mindset is dangerous because no title is ever won until it's done. And even then, pride, professionalism, and the badge on your chest should push you to keep going, to keep setting standards. But right now, we look like a team that's coasting, a team that only performs when there's pressure. And we've seen that pattern before. Last season, we played some of our best football when Rangers were breathing down our necks. When the pressure was on, we responded. We rose to it. Same thing earlier this season. Fast start, top of the table, building momentum. But ever since Europe wrapped up since that Munich night, it's as if the players have mentally checked out. Like they've already moved on. And that's unacceptable. We had a golden opportunity today. Rangers dropped points yesterday. We had the chance to go 16 points clear to make a real statement. And instead, we bottled it completely. You cannot, under any circumstances, let that kind of chance slip. Not when you're trying to win a league. Not when you're representing Celtic Football Club. And maybe it's not just about mentality. Tactically, we were poor as well. The tempo was slow sideways, passing galore, no real penetration. It was painful to watch at times. And when you're chasing a game against a team who've parked every man behind the ball, you need to have a plan B, a way to break them down. We didn't. We just kept doing the same thing over and over, hoping it would eventually work. It didn't. And it's not just on the players. Brendan Rodgers has to take responsibility too. He's the manager. It's his job to prepare the team, to motivate them, to set them up to win. And recently, it feels like he's not getting through. I love Rodgers, always have. Backed him since day one. But he's not immune to criticism. And this current form, this lack of energy, of ideas, it starts with him. There were a few individual performances today that need called out as well. Austin Trusty, making his first appearance in weeks after injury, looked miles off the pace. Constantly playing the safe pass, refusing to go forward, scared to take risks. That's not good enough. You're wearing the green and white hoops. You need to show courage, especially in games like this. Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's usually Mr. Reliable at the back, had a nightmare first half. Getting bullied physically, caught out of position looking like a completely different player from the one we've come to rely on. He's been one of our best center halves in years, but lately even he's looked off it. And the midfield anonymous. Rio Hatare had a couple of decent runs, but missed 2. Sitters. I get that he's not a striker, but come on, you can't afford to waste chances like that in tight games. Matt O'Reilly was invisible. McGregor, normally the heartbeat of the team, didn't impose himself at all. And Engel, I don't even know what his role was today. Just slow, ineffective, offering nothing. Up top, it was a disaster. Yang, subbed at halftime again, was dreadful. Just running into touch, taking on the wrong man, no end product. And the fact that I was actually defending him last week makes this performance all the more frustrating. One week he's showing glimpses of quality, the next he's putting in a shift like that. It's maddening. There's a serious lack of cohesion right now. From defense to midfield to attack, we're not linking up. We're not transitioning well. We're not moving the ball with any purpose. It's like we're just trying to walk the ball into the net, but we're doing it at walking pace. No urgency, no invention. And the worst part, the players look scared. Genuinely scared to make a mistake. Too afraid to lose the ball. So instead, they play it backwards or sideways. They avoid the risky pass even if it's the right one. And that fear, that hesitation is costing us. If you're too afraid to try, you'll never create anything. You got to take responsibility. You got to want the ball. You got to be willing to take the chance, even if it doesn't come off. Now, credit to young Adam when he came on. He actually tried to make something happen. Played a lovely ball across for Forrest, who should have buried it. That's the kind of bravery we need. Just put it in the mixer, get the ball in the dangerous areas, and ask questions of the defense. But too many of our players right now are playing safe. And playing safe gets you beat. Rodgers had a few things to say after the match, and let's be honest, his comments are going to be picked apart from all angles. He came out and said the result didn't surprise him, and that there's a sense of comfort within the squad that he doesn't like. Now, some folk are taking that as him trying to shift the blame away from himself. But if you really listen to what he's saying, you can tell he's aware there's something fundamentally wrong right now. But that awareness has to be followed by action. He's the one that needs to fix it. Because if he doesn't, then that comfort he's talking about, that becomes complacency. That becomes stagnation. And that's when fans really start to turn. And listen, I'm the first to defend Rodgers. I've backed him since he came back. I love the style of football he's tried to implement. I respect his record, and I do genuinely think he's a top manager. But I'm also not blind. Since that Bayern game, we've picked up just 9 points. That's title-losing form. If this was any other club with any other expectations, people would be demanding heads to roll. And some already are. I've seen the shouts. Rodgers out there saying, which for me is ridiculous, over the top. But again, this is Glasgow. This is Celtic. One defeat and it feels like the sky's falling. That's the pressure that comes with his job. You win, you're worshipped. You lose even just once and you're under the microscope. But what makes it worse is that we had a real chance to close this league early, to wrap things up, build momentum into the cup semifinal and finish the season strong. Now that momentum's gone. We're crawling toward the finish line instead of charging toward it. And with the Scottish Cup still in play, this form is dangerous. We can't afford to go into that semi playing like this. If we do St. Johnstone or any team, we'll just do exactly what they did today. Score early, park the bus, frustrate us, and see the game out. We've seen that movie already. We know how it ends. So what now? We need urgency. We need leaders on the pitch. Players who will take games by the scruff of the neck and say, not today. I'm not seeing that at the moment. I'm seeing too many passengers, too many heads down, too many players treating games like a stroll in the park. That's not what Celtic is. That's not what this badge demands. We've now lost 4 domestic games in 2024. Rangers at Ibrox Rangers, at Parkhead Hibs, and now St. Johnstone. And we were unbeaten domestically up until January. So that tells you everything you need to know about this slump. It's not a minor dip. It's a full-blown drop in standards. And if it continues, it'll cost us more than just pride. I still believe this season can be special. We're on course for a treble. We've shown improvement in Europe. There's been so much to be proud of. But we can't let the ending sour the whole story. We can look back on this year and think about what might have been. We need to finish strong. We need to go to Ibrox and win. We need to win the Scottish Cup. And we need to remind people, including ourselves, just how good we are. Because right now we don't look like champions. We don't look like a side that's been dominating Scottish football for the past decade. We look tired, mentally and physically. And I get it, long season injuries rotation, but every team deals with that. Champions find a way, and we need to rediscover that edge. Fast. One more thing. The fans, the support. Today was rough. It hurts. No one wants to travel all that way, sing their heart out, and watch the team fold like that. But we'll still be there next week, week after till the end. We always are, but the players have to give us something to believe in. They have to match that energy. Because if we keep getting performances like that, that gap between fans and team starts to widen. And once it does, it's hard to bring it back together. So bad day at the office. Again. But it can't become the norm. Rodgers, the staff, the players, they all need to take a long look at themselves this week. Because the truth is, we're not just playing for trophies. We're playing for standards, for pride, for what it means to wear this shirt. And right now, there's a serious lack of that. It's not beyond saving, far from it. But if we don't act now, if we don't fix it fast, the season that once promised everything could end up being remembered for how we threw it away. Let's fix it. Let's move. And let's get back to being Celtic. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Celtic eyes rising star Sam Dalby as transfer buzz. Intensifies the green half of Glasgow is buzzing with anticipation. Celtic are reportedly showing strong interest in Sam Dalby, the 25-year-old English striker lighting up the Scottish Premiership. With Dundee United, with 10 goals already this season, including a dramatic 88th minute winner in the Dundee Derby, Dalby's name has quickly become one of the most talked about in Scottish football circles. Could Parkhead be his next destination? Dalby's career has been a winding journey through the ranks of English football, beginning with a precocious debut for Leyton Orient at just 16. His early promise led him to Leeds United and later the Premier. League side Watford, though it wasn't until his move to Wrexham, and now on loan at Dundee United, that his potential began to fully blossom. The Celtic scouting team has been closely tracking his progress, especially impressed by his physical presence, sharp movement, and clinical finishing. Sources close to the hoops suggest that Dalby's profile fits the mold that Brendan Rodgers is keen to bring into his squad. Young, hungry, and proven in the Scottish game. With a long-term vision that includes success in Europe, Celtic appear eager to invest in players who can adapt quickly to high-pressure environments. Dalby's performances in key fixtures, including the high-stakes Dundee Derby, have underlined his ability to rise to the occasion. For the player himself, the timing couldn't be more ideal. With his loan spell at Dundee United set to end in the summer and Wrexham unlikely to stand in his way for a top-tier move, a transfer to Celtic could offer Dalby the biggest stage of his career yet. It's understood that preliminary talks have already taken place between representatives of both clubs, and while no formal offer has been submitted, momentum is building behind the scenes. Celtic fans, meanwhile, are already picturing Dalby in green and white, leading the line under the lights of Celtic Park. If the deal materializes, it would not only bolster the Hoops' attacking options, but also send a clear message to their rivals. Celtic are planning for the future, and Sam Dalby might just be part of it. Hello fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.